Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, alpha traders. Wherever you're at in this vast realm of the metaverse, coming to you live from the Crypto Caravan. That's right. Taking a look at the probability chart here first. Got a couple projections going on here. One from the 41K low. One about 4 days back when we started this up move here. See, we're yesterday we got up a little bit past the 95.4% Laplace distribution range on this projection, pulled back underneath it, pretty much right at it right now. Right at it right now. Tried to make a move down to the first standard deviation and normal distribution. That's a pretty little blue dot right there. I was fully expecting a pullback all the way to the top side of this 95.4 projection, which was right about 65, let's say 65.4. There's still a lot of areas that haven't been tested yet, considering our let's see, Monday's daily range and weekly range. The new weekly range was never tested. So that's always a point of concern for me, to be honest. Let's go back over here and I'll show you. There we go. Bingo. Right here. So right before the open of the new weekly, we start pumping. We open the new weekly at about 63,375. The top of that day's daily range was at about 63.50, and the top of the weekly range was at about 62,875. Now, if this price action would have came up maybe to the 68.3 Laplace distribution range and pulled back a little bit from here and got down into this area, right? I would call that a test. Never even gave it a chance. Ran away from it immediately. This is a high area of concern for me. This, in my opinion, and I've been working with this chart for a long time, that area is going to get tested. Gave a little shot down right here, right? Well, we got down to the center of the new daily range. That's this yellow line right here, right? This was the new daily range today. So yeah, we took off early in the day, hit the 68.3 Laplace distribution range on the daily. That is that white cross line. Then dropped a little bit below it. Like I said, came down, tested the middle of the daily range. Almost got down to a 1 SD move. I was fully expecting at this point to see this probably come down and maybe give a run at the 2 SD in the 95.4 Laplace distribution range. You're kind of in the same area right there. Let's see here. And here is this untested range. I'm still looking at the 63K area. I know there's a lot of people out there saying, "Oh, we're going to the moon." It's like, yeah, we are. Bitcoin is going to the moon. It's going to be a bumpy ride, though. Bitcoin never makes it easy. Of course, this pulled back up from here. We're going to get a new daily range here in a couple hours, and it's going to be right in this area. So there's a battle going on right now to see whether or not this price action closes above or below the new price action volatility range. That's what we're looking at right now, to be honest. That's what I'm seeing here. So, 1 second. Dun, 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 dun. Oops. Let's see. So yeah, anyway, we just hit the last 4-hour candle. This is the first standard deviation normal distribution. All right, got a little bit below it. Candle closed right at it. Now we're back down below it. So that's very interesting. We're going to go over into the main trading chart here in a minute, get a peek of what's what everything's looking like. Is there intel telling us that this area is going to be tested? Right. I mean, obviously the market's very bullish, but like I just said, Bitcoin's not going to make this easy. I know everybody thinks, "Oh, there was our little temporary pullback." Could it be? Sure, it could. Sure, that could have been the pullback that we were looking for. But when these ranges never got a legitimate test, like I just said, it just ran away from it. Straight up ran away from it. Never even came close to having a pullback to come down and testing it. You know, even if right here it just would have went sideways for a little while, even come down and test this 68.3 right here, right? And maybe messed around a little bit, I'd be like, you know what? That's close enough. That was a test. This thing's free to roam. It just ran away. Never gave it a chance. These areas are respected big time. So this is yet to be seen, right? I don't think this chapter's been written yet in the Bitcoin pullback. Let's see here. Let's go over here onto our ultimate power mean chart, our ultimate power mean super guppy that we're working on. All kinds of built-in fun time features, right? We got our variance log moving averages. Yeah. Take a peek here. Yeah, very, very interesting indeed. What was that? The 90-minute. Yeah, we did. When we broke down this variance log MA right here, you can see how it turned pink. When you see that, that's telling you that the log returns are below the mean and the variance is rising. Right at that point right there, as we were coming down, this was building right here. I was like, okay, we're going to maybe start to make our way down. Now, where's that area I was talking about? Here's the other variance log MA at about 64K. Actually, a nice test into that weekly and daily range would be this reverse fissure down here at about 62.7. That's also a very interesting area as well for, now I'm not a gap boy by any means. There's a gap, we got a gap down here, right? We got a gap down here to a little under 62K. So be paying attention. You better be paying attention to what's happening in the market. There's a lot of confluence for this area down here to be tested, right? And the bottom side of this is right at 62K. Okay. So, like I said, I don't think the chapter in this book of Bitcoin's been written yet on this pullback. But, you know, Bitcoin, it breaks barriers all the time. That's what Bitcoin does. So it wouldn't shock me if it runs away, right? Maybe we go to 150,000, and then the damn thing pulls back, 60, 70% back down to 60K, back down to fill that gap, back down to finally test that weekly range. This is how this thing works. But to be honest, I've never seen a daily and weekly range go more than 4 days without being tested. So yeah, we'll see. Was that opening a good enough test of it, right? And like I just said, it never gave it a chance though. So I'm reserved, right? I'm like, if this would have turned down a little bit, if it would have pumped up here and then came back down, maybe in this 4-hour candle, even test the 1SD down here, right? If it would have went sideways, boom, 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 open the 4-hour candle, come down, test that 1SD on the 4-hour, and then took off. I'd be like, you know what? That could be close enough. At least it respected that range. This range did not get respected at all. It sure hasn't. So I'm still looking for it. Still looking for it, right? Let's see here. Let's go over here. Let's go up to some other time frames. The returns oscillator is turned down. There is no divergence. Right? There is no divergence. The divergence was actually on the log return and the z-score for log returns. That's the area here on the Wolfsbane indicator. You can see highly correlated the returns oscillator. That's what these blue histogram is telling you, and it has been building. Right? Of course, it was building when the returns were heading to the top side, as the daily was having a statistical outlier on the variance positively correlated, right? But now the returns oscillator is turning down, still highly correlated. So from what I'm seeing on the daily, right now is what's happened late in this day is just coming back up, right? There's a battle to see whether or not this price action is going to open up below or above this new daily volatility price action range. So that's what we're working with right now. These correlations on these two AVRs are pretty high up here, positive. Neither one of them are significantly positive, right? Neither one of them. To see that, you're going to see the outside line turn this as well. That's telling you significant correlation, right? You don't get it very often on the daily. It's usually pretty powerful. So this is what makes me think if we get a lot of expansion and these correlations turn down, negatively correlated, and we get some significant negative correlation, you're probably going to see a $4,000 drop, $5,000 drop. Let's see here. Let's go back. Let's go to the 12 hour. Let's see to 12 hours of the month. The returns oscillator as well is turning down. The correlation's decreasing, right? There's not a lot of correlation between the read on the returns and price action. It's probably why you're seeing this big bull wick on this doji candle here. Let's check out these ADRs. Yeah, the low line thread expansion positively correlated. Now that's keeping it, and you can see right here on the deviation bands how that wick went just literally right to the Gaussian deviation bands on this pullback right here, down to 66.3. Yeah, APP pegged. Of course it is on a move like this, right? You get big healthy moves, you're going to stay on the top side a lot. You're going to really get pegged up there. You can see, I mean, this bear div. The bear div on the DLP still building. And if the Z-score log returns turns down right here, I mean, more bear div. Yeah, put that on the day. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, bear div there too if this turns down. All right, this turns down. This is right, right in this range, right? We got the highs. I mean, here, look at this high. Especially if this we get a little pump, create a little higher high here, or by the end of the day. Actually, it is right now, to be honest. So there's bear div, log return Z-score, 12 hours building some bear div. Go down here. Not that I check too much, but yeah, that's what I would assume, right? Still bear div building on log return Z-score. There is no bear div on the returns oscillator. And the returns oscillator is turning up on the 8 hour and getting some correlation here. We'll have to see the variance starting to look like flatten out here. We'll see if it turns back up and goes positively correlated, stays negatively correlated. Let's see. Got the Z-score of historical volatility. It's still heading to the top side right here, and it is positively correlated. That's what's been holding these 8 hour candles up, to be honest. I mean, if this was negatively correlated as this was rising, we would have already got this pullback down here. I mean, so look where the central power mean is right here, 62.6. It's right about where that institutional gap is. And as what I'm saying, if this does play out, it's going to happen fast. It's not like this thing's going to dick around. I mean, it's going to be quick. Woo, boom, go down, take care of those areas that were never tested, take care of that institutional gap, and continue onward and upward. It could be a great trade. It could be a really great trade. And if you do trade gaps, it's not like, oh, you're just in a freaking short immediately going, oh, we're going to the gap. You wait till price action gets to gaps. That's how you trade gaps. This is why I call them the gap boys. They're a bunch of idiots. They don't even know how to trade gaps to begin with. Pretty stupid. There's a lot of them out there, but what are you going to do? Every realm in the metaverse needs some gap boys running around. A bunch of reams. Oh, let's see here. What about the 4 hour? Depends on what's going to happen here with this returns oscillator, right? The correlation between the returns and price action is pretty high. That's why when this did turn up, right? Look, this price action came down. There was bear div on the returns oscillator, right? Then we get a bounce down here, turns up. What did it turn up on? Hidden bull, right? Lower lows on the indicator, higher low on price action. That's why this 4-hour candle has gone up like this. If you want to look from the top of this candle right here, right, the peak of that returns oscillator, if you see this, or the price action, if you see this returns oscillator turn back down, you got more bear div, right? Because this is going to be a higher high than here, just like that was. Could just get another turn right back down. You can see, like right now, I mean, it has rejected off of that 4-hour first standard deviation. So we'll see, but we are back above, right? Here's the weekly range. This is the R1 of the weekly, R2 of the weekly. These are resistance levels for the weekly price action volatility range. They will flip support, right? They will flip support. That's why you got these nice bounces off of it, right? Once you get up above here, it acts as support. It'll act as support. Got a couple good bounces off, and then we got below the R2. I was fully expecting this. I'm telling you right now, too, if it gets back under here, it starts closing some 15-minute candles coming into this new day, you're going to see this thing down here. You're definitely going to see this down here. And it's like, old Bilbo, he always is going against the grain of what everybody else is talking about on YouTube, right? And I'm right a lot of the times when they're just sitting there, oh, it's just Bitcoin. Well, yeah, I made a good analysis, but ho-hum, and they just move on to the next shit. They're all grifters. It's ridiculous as hell. Drives me insane. There's one specific YouTuber out there. One day it's all doom and gloom. Oh, watch out. This could just destroy crypto. The next day, oh, best news ever. Oh, crypto's going to the moon. I mean, just back and forth, back and forth. And you got all these new people for cryptocurrency, especially these young folks that are coming in. This is their first look at trading. They've never been in the traditional markets, nothing. So this is their first experience getting involved with trading. And then you got jokers like that out there just doing this drifty shit, man. It's just unbelievable. Confusing the hell out of them, right? It's all bullshit news. You can't believe any of it, right? That's why I'm never going to tell you exactly which way this thing's going. I'm just going to give you some solid intel using volatility, probability, and statistics. Price action volatility ranges that never get tested, that you got to pay attention. It's a big no-no not to respect that stuff. I'm telling you right now. But like I said, maybe it doesn't. Maybe Bitcoin breaks another barrier and this area does not get tested. But the fact there's an institutional gap down here as well, maybe it's one of those things where at the end of the year we hit our all-time high, then we come screaming back down to the low 60K area. I wouldn't doubt it at all. Right? That's what Bitcoin does, man. It loves to shake people around, knock their teeth loose. Love it. Gotta love it. Take one more peek on this. You know what I want to do? It's 4-hour. Show you something. 4-hour. Boing. Blow this up a little bit. Let's back these up. Yeah. Superman. Super volatility, dude. PB2 is going to be, let's bring this back here. 21 bars. About half of where we were. So, all right, sticks out. What sticks out first? The standard deviation of returns is volatility, right? Nothing will map out the randomness of geometric Brownian motion in these markets than the distribution. That's what the distribution is for. I see a lot of people in the Discord. I never see any of them posting any of these charts. I don't know if it's too confusing for them or if they don't understand the importance of these indicators, maybe. Look at this, right? So here's the low down here on the 4 hour. We opened up that 4 hour candle at about $60,300. Immediately, as soon as it opened up, it came down and tested the 68.3% Laplace distribution range on that current candle. And then what did it do? It slammed right up to the first standard deviation. Boom, to the dollar and pulled back a little bit. Then opened up, made its way, had a little rejection off in the 95.4% Laplace distribution range. Went sideways, finally broke it. Where did price action reject from? The top side of the distribution at the 99.7% level. So then you throw another distribution on the pivot of the price coming down. Now look what's going on. Now the 95.4% Laplace distribution has been supporting price action on the downside. Okay. So if anything, from this projection, maybe we go up to 68.4, right? And then reject again and come back down. But if you look, I was checking this price out down here, 64.5. That's the top side of this 95.4 on the top side. But if you look down here, if from this projection on the 4 hour, if we do decide to come down here and test this 99.7, say tomorrow, right? 6 4 hour candles. Look where we're at. Throughout that, whatever 4 hour candle it tests, look at these prices. Right here, 63, right? That's the top of the weekly range right there that never got tested. That is the top of it. And then a few candles later, right about right there, that's where that institutional gap is. So who's to say this thing doesn't pop up on the next 4 hour candle, then hammer down and just slide down this 99.7, test those areas, and then pop again. This is what I look at, right? And when this does figure out what it wants to do right now, like this is just one 4 hour candle. I'm never going to start a projection on a doji candle like that. That's a perfect doji too. You can see this opened up. What did it do? It came down, tested the first standard deviation to the downside, ran up, and then tested the 68.3% Laplace distribution range. Just did a little freaking rodeo on that 4 hour candle right there. Donk, bounced right in between them. And people wonder why we use this stuff, because this is all that matters. Probabilities. It's a random market, right? Guys out there in YouTube land, all you traders, you're trading in a random market where about 80 to 90% of the trading going on is being done by high frequency trading firm algorithms. You're literally battling the algorithms, right? So come on. Do you really think you have a chance? You can trade however you want. Sometimes you're going to get lucky. Every trade you make, you got a 50-50 shot, right? You throw darts at a dartboard, man. You're in a random market. Hell, trade like that. Just limit your loss. Your P&L is going to go up because at some point you're going to win a big trade. But some of the stuff, some of the people use, and some of the times these areas these people are using, like fib extension levels, things of that nature. Do they hit? Sometimes. Show me those levels. I'll show you a distribution that hit to the dollar. I'll show you a distribution level that hit to the dollar. Not because of all this other stuff, fibs or whatever the hell these people are using. Moon cycles. People out there trading using moon indicators and crap. I mean, all I can do is laugh. I'm laughing with them because everybody's clueless. They have no clue what they're doing. They're just like, oh, this worked one time. This pattern worked one time. I'm going to use this, right? Where, there's some people out there that literally know the percentages. And these patterns, they're not high percentages of these patterns, like playing out really low. Especially people get all excited about head and shoulders. Do you realize that those things play out like 20% of the time? Low. Why the hell would you trade that crap? Yeah. That's why trend's your friend. Trend's the best out there, right? If you understand trend, if you understand volatility, if you understand the distribution, you're good to go. You can make it real simple and just understand those three things. And understand if you do have these, if you're part of if the alpha trading system is part of your repertoire, you at some point you're going to figure it out. You're going to figure it out. This is why we use this. I can't explain it any better, right? I just can't. It proves itself. The market's random. The market's random. And then you got an indicator like our entropy, right? Now, this whole move on the 4 hour up, it was trend. It was total trend. Look at the blue candles, right? You can see the correlation was to the top side. That's why you're getting blue columns on the EPP up here. On the downside, the entropy went into trend. This is all random right here. This is, all random. And you pull this in and you look how much of the time that this market's random. That's why let trend be your friend, because it's not in trend very often. It's not in trend. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Let me check the stream chat. Okay, doing good, Sebron. No, that indie is not available yet. We're working on, like I told you guys, we've been working on our trend machine for a long time. And every time we think we're close, it just gets better. We're not going to get this thing done until it's ready, right? Right now, this thing has got 15 different power means with the central power mean. It's got a reverse wave trend, a reverse Fisher, and 2 variance log MAs right now. It's getting close. It's getting really close to being done. But no, it is not available yet. But when it does become available, you'll be happy with it. It's just but it's just another addition to the system, right? And all this works together. And when you're looking at price action volatility ranges and the distribution, there's not a more powerful indicator than this right here, in my opinion, right? It's got the 4 hour and the daily distribution levels for normal and Laplace distribution. And it's got the daily, weekly, and monthly price action volatility ranges and their corresponding supports and resistances. Right. And you will find all these support and resistance lines. Like here was the daily volatility range today, right? Boom, boom, boom. The green line. These are all support levels. The red lines are resistance levels. You're not going to find if you even like put a horizontal across the whole chart, there's no data sets these are going off of. This is pure math that's calculating this stuff, right? That's why our support and resistance on this price action volatility range estimator, good stuff. That's all I can say. Good stuff. So we don't chart the traditional support and resistance levels. They break all the time. But there are people out there that understand volatility, and they will extend those support and resistance areas because they understand candle closes and what the wicks are. It's all they understand. Volatility creates every candle. When you understand that, and you want to trade the traditional route and chart traditional support and resistance, you better figure that crap out. I'm telling you right now, or you will get wrecked because those areas will break big time. They will break big time. But when you use the distribution and you use the volatility range estimator along with it, you can't go wrong. You really can't. Where's that going here? I'm dropping down, right? Working that workflow. Let's go to the 90-minute here. Of course, the 90-minute was in trend, at the beginning of this move, right? The 90-minute was in trend, dropped back down into randomness, couple little more candles of trend. But right now, it's totally random again. There is no correlation. You can see it's flashing. Historical volatility Z-score, it's literally exited the building. So it's getting down here pretty low. It's at 2 standard deviations below the mean as we speak. Let's see here. APP still dropping. La, la, la. And when we got up to that high, I put a little short in, right? Wrote it down a little bit, made a little bit of money. But I know how Bitcoin is, right? And now I'm waiting for the new daily volatility range. Just like I just said, they're fighting right now. And rejection off of this 4-hour 1SD to the top side right here. Look, the new daily volatility range, price action's below it right now. The bears want to close this day below it. The bulls want to close it above it. That's why the bulls started running this up second to the last 4-hour candle. They want this price action to close up here, right? Preferably above this 1SD. Where do the bears want to close it? These bears want to close it below the 68.3 on the daily. They want it closing down here. And then what could happen? That price action of the new day comes up, uses that as a rejection point, comes down and visits my old friend down here. That nobody in their mind that I've seen on YouTube is even talking about these numbers down here, right? Because they don't understand this stuff, which is fine, man. Everybody's learning. I'm learning. Everybody. Bilbo the Contrarian. Yes, sir. So I never stop learning, right? I'm always asking our math guy all kinds of goofy questions. Give me the proper definition of this. Give me the proper definition of that. It's like me and MJ were talking about this. It's like I'll be able, I can understand concept, but sometimes really understanding that just understanding the definition, it takes a while, right? I got a lot of nuts and bolts rattling around up in this freaking skull. Get some water. So I'm waiting until this daily close. If this price action closes below hi Wolf, closes below this daily volatility range and Bitcoin goes up, depending on what I'm seeing over here, could be a great area. Well, where are you at? Could be a great area to get in another short, right? MJ knows I love to double, triple, quadruple dip on some of these areas. I'll take the same damn trade several times if it gives me the opportunity. Why people are just sitting in trades. Like right now, there's people just sitting in longs. On yesterday's stream, I remember I was telling people that weren't taking their profit up here, right? People that weren't taking their profit up there, and it's the same people that don't understand the divergence between price action and returns. The divergence was straight up telling you the return on your investment, that trade you're in, is diminishing. Take your profit. And I said, this is going to be just like the Game of Thrones. I'm going to line them all up butt naked and marching through the city and shame them. All right. We'll get all the volatility traders out there. Big Laplace distribution whips. Shame. Just shame the shit out of them. So why people are just still sitting in these longs? Who knows how long? Hell, maybe they're in from 28K. If you are, bravo. Do you know how many times you could have taken profit and literally gotten shorts and then more upside, then more downside, and got all that profit instead of sitting in one trade? And some days sitting there shitting your pants because price action's turning around on you. You don't have to do that. You don't have to sit in futures positions. That's not what futures are meant for, right? Futures are to help you hedge options positions. That's why when you see price action really hammer in one way, and you'll notice, because some people are maybe short options, some people are long options, and they're going to be buying or selling the underlying when they get into trouble. A lot of people are always like, oh, the liquidation machine. Oh, that's what it is. Not really. Not really. Do you understand how many options like contracts are out there open? When these people get in trouble, they just buy the underlying or sell the underlying. That's the gas that gets thrown on the fire of a move, right? I'm not, and that's when positions get liquidated. People think of it backwards. They think that the movement's creating the liquidation. I mean, that's really not what's going on. Obviously, it's all volatility, right? It's all volatility. But it's a lot of these big options traders, when they have to buy or sell the underlying, is what really pushes the price to get to the point where people are getting liquidated. That's what ends up happening. And I mean, have I ever worked at a big firm or anything like that? No, not at all. Everybody kind of knows my background. I'm a knucklehead, but I have studied this stuff in and out for years now, right? Staring at price action, understanding market dynamics, understanding how volatility creates everything in this market. That's what everybody should be striving to do. And once you really start to figure that out and you understand how to read price action and the volatility that's creating it, it's good times. It's good times. Now here's these bears, right? I mean, you're going to see a battle here in this last times the next hour and a half. You're going to see a nice battle going on. I'm telling you, these bulls want to close up here. The bears want to close right here. It's not a very big range. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see these 15-minute candles, donk, 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 just bouncing around in here, right? When the music's over, who's got a chair to sit in? That's what I'm going to be looking for. I want to see where this price action closes today, because I'm foaming at the mouth at this area. You don't think I got orders down here? If you don't, you're nuts. If you're an alpha trader right now and you have this indicator and you just don't have some Hail Marys down here, rethink it. Not financial advice. This is what this alpha trader does, though, because I understand the distribution and I understand the price action volatility ranges, and I understand how powerful they are. Like I said, Bitcoin will be the first asset to break every barrier, right? But up until now, these get tested. And I've seen it run away from it like this before. Like I said, if it would have just gave a little bit of something here, man, a rejection off the 68.3 and even came back halfway, like I said, on this 4-hour candle to the 1SD or something, right? I'd be like, you know what? All right, that area's been tested. That looked like a good test. It respected it. The bulls did not respect that area at all. And what do you think's been going on this whole time? Do you know how much ammunition the bears have in their tank right now? A lot. They have a shitload of ammo. So when you see, like when I saw these 15-minute candles starting right here, I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. When it dropped down here, I was like, oh, this 15-minute candle is going to click. If this 15-minute candle right here would have closed below this 68.3, we could have seen some continuation, right? We could have seen some big time continuation, but it was respected. And that gave the bulls a little chance to, okay, let's regroup. Let's get our battle line set up at the center of this daily volatility range, because they definitely did not want price action start to close candles below this daily. We'd already saw that move. We would already have been down here, right? But they're fighting. They're fighting. So we will see how this plays out. I'm very interested, obviously. Let's see here. Yeah, nothing too much to read here. Who all is in here? So time will find. All right, let's go over to hello Cardano. Everybody knows been talking about Cardano, right? Everybody's sleeping on Cardano as usual. Everybody always sleeps on Cardano. Oh, it's a Jerry coin. MJ's laughing somewhere. Where's our buddy Becker? But yeah, trust me, Cardano, man, is so undervalued. It's ridiculous. So undervalued. It's getting highly correlated with Bitcoin right now. Had a great day today, right? There's only a few coins. I mean, when I woke up, I looked at Cardano. I think Cardano was about 235 at one point. What was it? Let's see. Yeah, 238. Beg my pardon. Wasn't that right around when I woke up? Yeah, 6:30 a.m. And I saw the price. I was like, oh, go Cardano. Especially when I checked Bitcoin, I was like, Bitcoin going sideways a little bit right here. Cardano's just taking advantage of it. Then I saw Litecoin and I just started laughing my ass off because I'm not a big fan. All right. I'm not a big fan of Litecoin, but Jesus, man, it was up 20% or something. Hilarious. Somebody got excited about Litecoin. Hey, all the power to you. So look at the weekly range for Cardano. This was the new weekly range. We opened up the new week right here, right inside the daily volatility range. Tight weekly range. What does that mean? If you were paying attention here, you can almost blindly wait for the move, wait for the volatility expansion, and long that son of a bitch. When you get a tight weekly range like that, this thing is going to trend its ass off. These are the kind of ranges I love. If I see a weekly range like that for Bitcoin, I'm foaming at the mouth, right? But this being an altcoin, good stuff, especially a blue chip. That was a no-brainer. This thing was going to trend one way or the other. But if you're looking at Cardano's other charts, you'll see what's going on. Now, let's go over here. Actually, I want to get on so I get some good USD. Give me a calculator. There we go. We'll get the longest history we can get out of this sucker. Okay, so this is the 90-minute. Let's go to the daily where this volatility was flashing forever. We're finally getting some expansion down here on the 2400. I like seeing that on the daily. The daily is obviously right, having a statistical outlier on the variance, a big time. Let me see what else I was noticing. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Still random. I mean, started to drop into trend on the daily right now, but you can see we're having an outlier on the historical volatility z-score, and it's getting ready to cross, right? It's getting ready to cross the mean, positively correlated. Cardano could be getting ready to really break out. I've been talking about this for weeks, and I've only seen one other person on YouTube actually talking about the Cardano breakout getting ready to happen. You know, some people understand trend, volatility, price action, some don't. The ones that do, they get me a lot better. They understand me a lot better. Look at this daily, though. The deviation bands, another indicator that will be done soon. We're just adding some different options. We want to have Laplace distribution as an option as well. You'll be able to turn these deviation bands on normal distribution or Laplace distribution with a Gaussian mean right in the middle. Good. But yeah, right up there, went shooting right through the 3SD on normal distribution. So that's powerful. Let's go to a 3-day. When did we get a 3-day? 11th. Yeah, have a couple days. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, look, all these high time frames on Cardano, right? And you can see we got this nice move up. The historical volatility was having a statistical outlier to the downside, but it was negatively correlated. See, most people would see this. They would see the z-score going down. They'd be like, oh shit, statistical outlier. I'm going short. You got to understand volatility, right? And when your z-score, when this is the z-score of historical volatility, it's going down and it's negatively correlated, price action is going to go up. This is where we lose people. It like doesn't set right in their head. I don't know what it is, but it's not our fault, right? Let's see. Yeah, Sayron, you should have ABZ. So yeah, that's why. You see something like this, statistical outlier, and that was yesterday. That was a no-brainer what to do. And it's random. This is all random, right? But even on the 3-day, start the correlations building to the top side. It's trying to drop out of randomness, right? You see something like this start to happen, right? You're going to see this. You're going to see, I did this projection, especially by the end of the year. We're about to go do it again. This is Bitcoin and Cardano's show today. Let me check one more thing. He's flashing on the 5. Hello, Charlie. Look at the 5-day, right? Look at the 5-day volatility. This thing is just, I'm paying attention to this big time, big time. I mean, obviously, this takes longer to populate. So you can see on this $5 candle, we're getting some volatility expansion, but the correlation's lagging behind. The APP is climbing hardcore. The historical volatility Z-scores heading up, positively correlated. And on the 5-day, we are in trend. We're dropping into trend to the top side. DLP's getting a blue candle. Bam. Z-score log returns is variance on the 5 days having an outlier positively correlated. And there is a bold div. Let me pretty sure. Let me scale this up a little bit. Yeah, big time. See, low, lower low, low, higher low, busted above, zero mean. Launch. Let's go Cardano. Right? Let's go Cardano. Oh, how much history? Good. I'm gonna get enough. Yeah, no, I mean, weekly bold div on the returns oscillator, on the log return Z-score. Bold div on the weekly. Ding, 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 ding. Ring the bell, man. I need a soundboard. I'm gonna get one as soon as I get to the crypto cabin. We're gonna have all kinds of fun. Hell, who knows how long these streams will go. I'll be having so much fun hitting all my buttons, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, making all kinds of racket, driving the dogs crazy. I might have put them out. Entropy. I wish I could get a read on the entropy, but you can see it's starting to build. The correlation at least is starting to build to the upside. Okay. And full div on the DLP as well. Like it a lot. And so where did Cardano bounce from? Look at the central power mean. These are our special little alpha trading settings, right? Bilbo is a number freak. Everybody knows how I like to roll with my master numbers and my 369 ratio, right? There's a reason why I do it, because they work. It's the best settings you could possibly have. The best. And man, both these wicks went right to the central power mean. Just launched right off of it. That is looking good. I love all this bull div on the weekly. So let's go right here. Let's go to Cardano. Let's get the good history. Finance calculating good shit, right? Yeah. Oh, whoa. Oh, UST. USD, my friend. Yeah, this is good shit. Give it to us, Cardano. I'm gonna back this up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's get these back 8 just to see where we're at here. This is fine. That projection's fine. You can see how this projection from back here, I'm pretty sure that was Bitcoin 28K low. Yeah, Cardano was about $1.94. Was that one Bitcoin? Let me check real quick. Hold on. Actually, oh, whoa, am I on the 4-hour too? Hold on, guys. Oh shit, now I got off there. Hold on. Sure be laughing at me right now. USD. Yeah, it was on the 4-hour. So this is where Bitcoin was at that 60.3 level, right? So first I'll look on this 4-hour chart. But you can see how on the 4 hour, right? It went up, it rejected right off the 95.4, rejected right off the 95.4, closed below the 95.4. We're starting a new projection here, right? So immediately that candle went up. Not only did it reject off the 95.4 from this beginning of this projection, it went right to the 99.7 on the current candle. Whoop, right to the 99.7 Laplace. That's a hell of a move. Only cryptocurrency does this kind of stuff. Maybe Tesla every once in a while because it's a freak show. Right now, we're kind of stuck under the 99.7, right? Which makes sense. Makes total sense. But I want this pup on a daily. And I want to start it right here. I can tell already. 2, 4. Let's change this to 4. Yeah, I thought that was a little weird. 8 candles back. What's happening? Well, you're on a 4-hour chart, Charlie. Damn that, Charlie. I'm sick booby traps. Let's see. Yeah, it almost got to the 99.7. But where am I going to put this longer projection from? I'll tell you where I'm going to put it. Maybe right here on this big down candle. Or do I want to take this baby back to the all-time high? Which I don't like that. It would be this candle right here. We're going to try that first. I just want to see what this, if there's any significance. 64. Big 6-4. Doing, doing. Okay. I mean, and see the candle closed, right? Shot down outside the 99.7 on that candle, sucked back up inside the 95.4. Why? Well, 95.4% of the time, it is going to close inside that range. That's why we love this. Went down, tested a 95.4, went up, almost tested the mean. I don't like it though, to be honest. I think it's almost better to do it on this candle right here. Bring it in a little bit from that last big down move. See how it has developed. 14. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes a little better sense. Yeah, was stuck under the mean for a while. This is actually pretty damn good now. So, right, we get this dump out. We actually went down to the 5th standard deviation normal distribution to the dollar. See the blue dot hiding right on the end of that wick right there? That's a nice little topper. I guess bottomer, you would call it. Then it sucks back up and closes inside the 99.7 Laplace. Of course it does. The 0.03% chance that candle was going to close outside of that range right there. Right. And so immediately we open up. I mean, it looked like it went a tick down, maybe just a tick, but just shot up. Where did it go to? It went to the 1, 2, 3, 4th standard deviation and the 99.7 Laplace distribution range on the next daily candle. If you were trading Cardano and you didn't know what the hell you were doing, do you know how bad your ass got wrecked right here? That was 2 back to back. We had a 4th standard deviation, a 5th standard deviation move, and then a 5 standard deviation move back to the top side. And then it pulls back down almost to the 1st standard deviation inside the Laplace 95.4. So then we start making our way. It goes up. We get another 1, 2, 3 standard deviation move on that daily candle. At the same time on the projection, it's testing the mean right here, right? Then we kind of, wow, man. Some powerful damn moves. Then the next day we get a 95.4 and a 2 standard deviation normal distribution move to the downside. After we almost did a 1 SD move. Then it pulled back. Boom, created this big fat belly doji baby boy. Then we really got a doji indecision. They're just, what should we do? Wow, fucking let's pump the brakes off this sucker. That's exactly what happened. So boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, 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 boom. So from this projection back here, this thing has got so much room to run, it's ridiculous. But to be honest, on a daily, let's take this out at least. I mean, that's till like the end of November, right? So this is till the end of the month. If this wants to ride this 99.7 on this projection, you're going to see a new all-time high by the end of December. But it's what I was really looking at. You know what? Are we going to be able? Yeah, dude. Get this baby. Hold this in. Good. We can do a little end of the year projection and longer. So where would I be doing it from? Probably back here. To be honest, that was Bitcoin's 28K low. Cardano was under $1. So let's bring. Yeah, I can do that. 1, 2, 3. And since that's more of a bullish doji, I can start a move there, kind of like that. Let's back this up 3. Boom. Because the top side of this 68.3 supported that price action so well, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So let me turn off the PB1 since I'm going to be using this for the end of the year. I did this the other day. I think I did it a little differently though. Might get a better read. Let's cap this sucker at the end of the year. Go ahead. Boom. So there is the end of the year. Cardano decides to run up to this 95.4 distribution range by the end of the year. You're looking at $10.50 Cardano. What do you think about that, MJ? More like a $10.75 Cardano. Praise the Cardano gods. If it decides to get real crazy and go to the 99.7, $103. Holy crap, right? So what are we going to do here real quick? So we got a 10, almost an $11 Cardano to 95.4, over $100 Cardano to 99.7. Now let's switch this to normal distribution. Let's see what that's ringing our bell. If this thing decides to close 1 SD at the end of the year, almost a $5 Cardano, 2 SD, about a $14.70 Cardano, a 3 SD move by the end of the year, which is very attainable, right? This is why I do this. $44.75 Cardano. So what am I thinking about? Let me check this one more time. Is that Laplace number? See here. 10. Wow. Okay. So is what I'm thinking is going to happen here. Cardano is by the end of the year is going to close anywhere between about. This is a wide ass range. This is what I used to. I remember now because this was a massive range. Cardano is going to close anywhere in between $11 and about 15, 11 and $15 by the end of the year. And that's with the mild move. If it decides to run to the third standard deviation, could be as high as 40, right? Right around $40. But anywhere $11 to $15 Cardano by the end of the year. It's looking very attainable right now. Very attainable, friends. That's a 256. Perfect. We're about to wrap up. All right. And I implore you, alpha traders, learn how to use these indicators. Learn how to use these projection bosses. They're powerful, right? And these are private indicators. Not everybody gets these things, right? Not everybody gets them. If you got them, feel privileged, right? You deserve them. Let's see. Start using them. Get some ideas. Start figuring out the distribution. And one thing though, because this Laplace is actually getting that nice play there, where that down move was supported right here by the top side of the 68.3. It's probably more likely, I'm going to say, because, it loves to, it might blast through. Yeah, I'm going to stick to those guns. Anywhere in between 11 and 15. And I think maybe close right after the end of the year, it'll probably pull back inside that area. So it'll be more around $11, but it could go as high by the end of the year as 14. So that'll be a great place if you're in a long-term hold on Cardano, possibly to take some profit. It'd be a good idea. I mean, hell, get a $14 Cardano, I'll be doing backflips. Let's see, what else can we take a peek at? I think we're about done. Actually, let's go right here. Let's go to Cardano. USD. Boing. Dun, 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 dun. And our variance log MA right here, you see how it's changing color? This is some powerful work by our coders, man. When you see that log MA change colors, why do we call this the variance log MA? Because these different colors are telling you what's going on with the variance in the mean, right? So when this log MA is blue, it's telling you variance is above the mean and heading up. When you see it turn yellow, variance is above the mean and coming down. That's why you see, look where it changes colors, right at the top, right? But then it's telling you that's where variance stopped rising, started coming back down. It's still that way on Cardano, right? And what? This is on the 90-minute. This is on the 90-minute chart. So the variance is still above the mean, but the variance is coming down. And then let's see. The other way, when it's pink, I mean, there's not a lot. Let's see. When it turned pink, that's telling you that the variance is below the mean and heading up, right? The variance is heading up, but the returns are below the mean. That makes sense. So it's a powerful move to the downside, which it was right there in this 90-minute. But a lot lately, you can see a lot to the upside. There was a big down there. There you go. Look how pink this baby is. And right about there, it changed. Yeah, that snuck up big time. This was a hard move to catch, that whole area. But when you see it turn orange, that's telling you that the returns are below the mean and the variance is decreasing, right? And when it's white, right? When it's white, it's telling you that for 2 candles, the mean was going, or the returns were going up from the mean, but the variance was going up one candle and down 1 candle. That's when you get white. A lot of indecision, really, it's telling you. So that's a powerful indicator. This is the time frame I really want to look on. Oh, look at that. Powerful little ultimate power means. Where did we reject from? Right at the top of the power means. And that's the reverse Fisher, the purple dots, which is a powerful little booger in itself. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I mean, look at this powerful. Look at this log MA, and these are both obviously different settings, my special numbers. But boom, let's see. Yeah, I mean, it would have got you out. You would have lost a little profit, but what a hell of a trade, right? And this is the longer length right here. Longer length. Yeah, can't wait to get this to everybody. So it is a powerful indicator. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at that thing. Woo-hoo. And it's the metaverse. I mean, it's the web of the metaverse. That's what you're looking at here. All right. Okay, YouTubers, if you're watching us for the first time, we're Alpha Trading. We trade volatility, probability, and statistics. That's what we do. And we like to teach people to do the same. The link to our Discord's in the description of the videos. Subscribe to our channel. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Come in and see us. We're a great bunch of people. Follow the welcome message. Does anybody ever read announcement channels or welcome messages when they go into Discord? I don't know. I do. But read the welcome message. It'll tell you what to do. And I want to thank everybody for watching live in the Discord and wherever you live at in this big, beautiful realm in the metaverse. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. We'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.